Okay, so hello and welcome back to Gumade's Coins and Banknotes, and today we are going to review Brazil's first Cruzeiro coins. Probably talk a little bit about the economics. So 1943, Brazil issued a new currency. And why did they issue a new currency? It was basically the previous currency, the reais, had suffered inflation. So we're talking about hyperinflation. So here is a 1000 reais coin. So this is a silver coin from 1911. And there's 2000 reais from 1924. And these were originally silver. And then in 1922 they made this into a aluminium bronze coin. And in 1936 they removed the silver and made the 2000 reais into an aluminium bronze coin. And the last silver coin that Brazil issued was this one. So this is 1936 to 1939. It's 5000 reais. And after this coin was issued, Brazil no longer issued silver coins. So they just issued fiat currency. If you don't know what fiat currency is, it's this. They're base metal coins, so the actual metal value of these coins were a lot lower. Actually, you could probably make, for the actual one Cruzeiro, you could probably make it probably 20 or 30 Cruzeiro coins based on the metal. But I'm not too familiar with the metal price in 1943 and the value in Cruzeiros. Now this is a long way from when they issued silver coins based on the silver value. So these are Western Kashapana from India, around about 1700 years old. And these are basically almost pure silver. They would have some impurities, but like the Brazilian silver coins, they were issued based on the silver weight. There would have been a room for the actual minting process and the actual silver content to equal its value. But anyway, so Brazil from 1943 has never issued silver coins, and that's a bit sad, but it's not surprising. A lot of other countries have done this, like Denmark and Norway haven't issued silver coins since 1920. Sweden issued them to 1968. Some countries have never issued silver coins. Laos has never issued silver coins in circulation. Neither has Cambodia. Most African countries as well, unless they were part of the colonial empire. Okay, so anyway, so these coins down below are the raised coins that were in circulation. I've got the exact transfer of the denomination and their revaluation values down above. Okay, so this is the initial value, 500 reais become 50 centavos, 200 reais become 20 centavos, and I don't have 100 reais, which is a smaller coin, but it came a 10 centavos. And the 1000 reais become 1 Cruzeiro, and 2000 reais become the 2 Cruzeiro. And there was a 5 Cruzeiro coin issued, but that's pretty scarce, and it's also pretty expensive, so I don't have one. Okay, so the first image that was issued on these coins was the president of the time period. And now I'm going to butcher his name. His name is actually on the coins. It's Getulio Vargas. And he was president, I think, from 1930 to 1945, and then he was overthrown. So he also came to power in a coup. Well, probably it wasn't staged by the military. Actually, it was. Sorry, it was staged by the military, but they weren't backing him. They just allowed him to take power because they didn't want power. And then he got re-elected in 1951. And then something happened. You can read about his history. And he lost the military support Then in 1954 or 55, 1954, yep, he committed suicide. So his coins were issued up until 1947 with his portrait. And then after that, they actually changed the portrait in the coin. So this one is 1944, and 1944, we have a mintage. So 1944, we had a mintage of 12 million coins, a bit over. So most of the mintage at the time was actually lower than the population. So in 1940, the population was roughly about 41 million. 1950 is about 52 million. So with only 12 million coins, it's not enough to actually circulate in the whole country. And that's basically for most of the coins. So they didn't actually mint enough coins for the whole population. So that gives me a hypothesis is that a lot of the people in the population didn't use coins or currency in general. Because even the banknotes show this, they barely issued enough for the whole population. So out of the population, probably half of them didn't use the currency. That's just a guess. And that would have increased over time as currency penetrated into the Amazon region. So that's why the mintage are lower. They only issued them for specific places, probably most likely just in the cities. Okay, so 40 10 centavos only got these 3 coins, so 2 of them are 1945. And initially in 1942 they did mint coins, only 3.8 million. And the first ones were copper and nickel. And in 1943 they issued copper and nickel and also aluminium bronze coins, with a combined mintage about 13.5 million. I'm not too sure the mintage of either. So these 1945 had a mintage of 24.674 million. So still not enough for the population, but enough probably for circulation in the cities. And then we have the actual second coin issued from 1947 to 1955. And that has a portrait of Jose Bonifacio. So that's that coin there. It's actually a lot better portrait. And this one is dated 1953. And 1953 has a mintage of 25.8 million. So pretty high mintage. And the lowest mint of that coin is about 10 million for 1952. So out of all these coins, 1942 is the one you want to actually get. So the 20 centavos went from Mr. Vargas, and his coins also ended in 1948. So that's a year after the 10 centavos, which ended in 1947. And also the copper nickel, the aluminium bronze from 1943 overlapped. The mintages are about 13.3 million. There seems to be a combined mintage for both. And in 1948 there was an overlap between this coin and that coin. So this one has Roy Barbosa, and he was an author and lawyer, probably also a politician. So that also overlaps, and the mintage for 1948 is 39 million. So we're not too sure how many of each was minted. And here we have a coin for, so that's 1947, and at a 36.4 million. This one is dated 1943, 13.391 million, should I say. This one is 1945, mintage is 61 million. So this is the highest minted coin for this design. Then we have 1953, and that has a mintage of 25.5 million. So none of these are actually quite scarce, and you can see the design's quite good. And the last one, which is pretty much uncirculated, so Roy Barbosa. This one's 1948. So first year of vintage, and this one has, as I said before, 39.5 million. That has a shared mintage with the previous design. And also 1956, there is a shared mintage between the aluminium bronze and the aluminium coins. So the aluminium coins are, where is it? Okay, so this is the aluminium coins that took over from them, but we'll review those in the next video. Okay, so the next coin has two heads of presidents that were serving at the time of the issue. So we have Vargas and I don't even want to know. Eurico Gaspar Dutra. Hope that's how you say his name, because I just butchered it. I hope he doesn't come and haunt me in his grave. So, as the 500 raise was an aluminium bronze coins, these are aluminium bronze, but the actual replacement, the first 50 centavos, was a copper nickel coin. So that one is an anomaly in these coin denominations. Okay, so you can find the specifications for this coin, but this is 4.9 grams and 21 millimeters, and the mintage for 1944 is only 12 million, so quite low compared to these coins. They would have needed quite a lot of them for circulation, and as you can see, these ones are pretty well circulated. 1945, 73.2 million, so this is the highest minted coin. Then we have, this one seems to have been cleaned in the past, which is really sad because I don't like clean coins. And mintage, this one's 1955, 27,150,000, but still you'll be paying probably about $5 for any of these coins. And the last one we have is, looks like it has some bubbling. That's probably caused by, so I'll talk about there, probably reaction from it being in the ground where the metal is corroding. So this is the last year of issue of this coin. It has 32,130,000, and I expect a lot of these are pretty much uncirculated. And this one is a die crack, so looks like a die crack up there as well. So check your coins for errors. Okay, then we have the 1 and 2 Cruzeiros. So these ones just have the Southern Cross, which you know what the Southern Cross is in Australia. So it's on a few flags around the world. And on the other side, so this is the front of the coin, they have a map of Brazil with the river system, so a topographic map. And Brazil. And what we are looking for in any variations is we are looking for initials pretty much right there. This one doesn't have the initials, and the initials seem to be on 1944 and 45. Okay, this one is dated 1955 as a mintage of 1,758,000. So 1956 with 668,000 is the key date. But this one's quite low. So actually no, 1942, 381,000 is also a key date. So this one being a low mint and it's rated, it should be one of the ones that get a higher premium. And here we have a coin from 1945, mintage of 32,544,000, so not really key date. But this one, does it have the initials? No. So we're looking here to see if there's initials. Okay, it says with or without initials, and it doesn't separate it. So anyway, this one's also a bit well circulated and rated. Then we have 1949 should I say, the two Cruzeiros. And in 1956, they also issued a different design for the 1 and 2 Cruzeiros. And the design on that one is the same as the aluminium. So it has the denomination with the date. But the back of the coin, this one has the coat of arms or the emblem of Brazil. And this one has the map. So that's basically what you've been looking for in 1956. This one, 1949, is a mintage of 11,522,000. And the key date, once again, is 1942, 1951, and 1956. So, in the last coin, we have 1953, 3,582,000. This one's pretty much uncirculated, but as you can see, because of the poor quality, this is probably caused by the mint itself, as well as the doubling. And on the back, so yeah, that's just probably because there's some problem with the actual die itself. Could be wear and tear, or maybe the pressure was a little bit offset, and it looks like there's probably a bit more pressure on this side than on this side. Okay, so that's basically all you need to know about these coins. Now, if you want to purchase any of these, I would say you probably $5 or less. You should be able to pick up each of these in well circulated condition, like that. If you wanted high grade ones, obviously you're going to pay a bit more money. But search around and see what you can pick up. Anyway, I hope this helps you with your Brazilian currency. Now, not the best design, not really that interesting, but Brazilian coins are a lot more interesting than the coins of countries like Bolivia. Anyway, thank you very much. Have an awesome coin and banknote collecting time, and take care.